Alright guys, so last week I updated the Telegram channel on what is yet to be our second longest trade, right? For the year. The first was USDJPY. Basically, we predicted that the US dollar was going to plunge to Japanese yen, and if you check the chart, that played out perfectly. Right now, we are predicting that the Australian dollar is going to plunge to the Canadian dollar, and as much as we're not really liking how last week closed, but then we are still in the trade and we moved our stops. So basically, let's see why we took that trade and what we're expecting for the next week. So the chart. Alright guys, so this is what we're looking at, right? Australian dollar to the Canadian dollar. Right, so if you go to the higher time frame, as we always do, right, we're going to see how structure has been playing out. So we can see this high over here, right, and having to see price correct itself like this, and then you're seeing what we could call a demand. Price tapping some kind of demand over there and causing this impulsive move to the upside, right? And then having seen now price correct downwards, then you're like, even though we noticed that the volume of the buyers kind of reduced over here, so we still saw some corrective moves. So those are the kind of things we're looking at, and we're like, okay, at the end of the day, we have to try to make sure we take the most probable trades, right? So if you're looking at what price is likely to do now, I'm likely to see price correct back down, tap a demand zone, and continue upwards, right? But so far we've had some kind of corrective buy and then a very strong sell to the downside, right? So it's giving us some kind of idea of maybe there is a lower demand to be tapped before price eventually going up, right? So we don't know, but we'll see clearer when we go to the lower time frame. Look at the monthly time frame. Look at this now. We have this impulsive buy I spoke about. Price slowed down, corrected downwards. We had an impulsive buy again, and then we have some kind of correction, then a correction to the upside, and now strong sell, right? Or we could call this strong sell. We had this instant sell to the downside, and then created this huge wick, right? So if price wants to go downward more, where is it likely to go? It's likely going to tap a demand that has probably not been tapped yet, right? Or it just is not ready to move up yet, right? But why we even took that trade is because we are looking to see if there's a possibility of price filling up the wick that it created last month with this monthly candle, right? So, and the month has started already, although we are almost like into half already of the month, but can we still see price trail or launch to the downside? Well, if there's volume, we can. So we are really having to follow this corrective buy to the upside, and then this impulsive sell we've seen so far, right? It's giving more probability of happening, more probability of sellers actually coming to the market. However, last week did not close bearish. I would have loved if last week candle closed bearish. This is what we saw last week, right? So let me just move this here. I would have loved if this candle closed bearish. Happy to see that price had come to tap a supply zone over here, and this is why basically now look at this. We're seeing this kind of sell that is not even clean, but then we have the corrective buy again, and we had the sell again. So for that to continue, for that to be a continuous selling, right? I'm basically just gonna have to correct to the upside and then sell back down, which we're looking at. But so far we've not had that push yet and we're waiting for, right? Could price continue going upwards? Yes, but then we'll need something stronger than the kind of buys we're having right now. So we don't know. But what I'm seeing that is more probable is the sales, but then the sellers have not yet come in strong because we are still seeing some kind of correction here, but we've not yet broken structure, and then the sellers that show themselves from I think Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, they were not so strong, right? They were not so strong. So that is like the only disturbance in this trade so far. But basically, we have tapped supply and then we are in the trade already. Basically, trade stop. Let me show you where our stops are currently. We tighten the stops to this high, right? If price gets to break this low here, we're going to throw stops to this high here. So and we'll continue to trade so far. But now look at this, and we also had this impulsive buy to the upside. So many questions in this trade. However, um, I mean, just following the higher time frame sentiment. It looks like something that it's most likely to happen, given the fact that we're able to create some kind of bearish candle here, and we're looking to see if it's possible for price to fill up this wick that I created here. I mean, if price wants to go up, we need a lot of volume for price to push up, right? And um, it's possible for price to go up right from here, but in most cases, if you're going to have a serious buy to the upside, we'll likely have a very good, strong, maybe engulfing candle or a pin bar or something like that, right? So I don't think this bearish candle is strong enough to start momentum to the upside. So we may likely have, if we have a bullish candle for this month, it may not be strong. And if you have a bearish candle, I'm trying to bet that or predict that we are likely going to have a weak fill. Depends. So we'll see how it goes basically. This is why I took the trade out. This is what I'm looking at from next week. I'm going to probably expect to push the upside first and then to push the downside. That's what I'm expecting. So that we can have maybe another pin bar, but this time to the downside to close bearish for the week. Right? So I think with that we may not have a fast week. We'll see how it goes. We will actually. Depends on price, right? You can't really predict this market for sure. You just have to make sure you always go to the chart, aiming to do the same thing every single day, right? So that's basically that for AD card, right? Another trade we have been trying to track is USDJPY. Again, we're looking to push price further down, right? So we're looking to keep on selling, and we have a supply over here, but price has not tapped our supply, so we are still waiting, right? So however, we closed bearish. This is kind of bearish kind of waiting for the card, but I didn't get it. But now I'm having it on USJPY, but it's not even tap my supply. I mean, like if I was in this trade already, then to make a lot of sense for price to form this way. But it's not even tap my supply, so I have questions. I'm not in the trade yet, so we'll see how it goes. Maybe we might have like another bearish candle for the next week, or this week we're entering. So yeah, price may just decide to go up and then come down. We'll see how that goes, but we'll just have to follow what the market gives us, right? We can't really say. But once price starts supply, as long as the conditions are still the same, we are going to enter the trade. So make sure you stay updated via the Telegram channel, right? And you can actually join the Telegram channel via the link in the description below. So don't waste so much time. Join it right now, and then if you are interested in mentorship, definitely we offer mentorship too. If you are going to understand the market better, right? So I'm hoping you learned something from this video. I mean, paying attention to the impulse, like I said in my recent videos, it's very, very important. So you have to see what the market is showing you via the candles, right? So yeah, all these things you would get to understand more as you go on in this channel. Don't worry, we are worried about that. So yeah, I guess that's all for today. So if you like to see more, you can subscribe, definitely. That would be very good. And if you love the video, definitely give it a like. And then yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.